Wow, it's finally that day. We are up rather early, we're all in the car and we're going over to Cornwall for a week now. I'm absolutely excited for it as it's probably our longest holiday after 3 years we've been to a private village in Santa Ponsa. So we're going to be spending the entire week in Cornwall in Newquay, and then we'll discover more places around Cornwall to see what exciting things we can do there, so we can do like other vlogs there than just staying at the campsite. So without further ado, we're on the M5 now going towards Exeter, then the A30 towards Newquay. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and hopefully you enjoyed the first part of our vlogs. So after a really quick ride on the M5, we now made it towards Exeter, and we are now getting off the M5 to get on the A30 along the beautiful coast views via Plymouth, Liscard, Bodmin and all the way towards Newquay. And this is where we got off for Newquay, and a few more minutes later we have finally arrived at our campsite. Alright guys, after 5 hours of driving we have now arrived at our campsite, Trelawney, Newquay! Oh my god, I'm so excited. Sorry boss. What are you looking forward for the most here?
The slip and slide.
Slip and slide, that's a new feature we need to see in the vlog this
Just
time.
for you, sure. Oh.
Next scene. So, we arrived and it looks like our start of the holiday has become a disaster again. Our caravan has ended up getting a flat wheel and a little bits of the caravan was damaged a bit, and here was our reactions after we hit a wall with it.
All this way. It's like as flat as
Huh?
the tyre.
Oh, what the?
Honestly. Anyway. And then bang. Straight down, not even here.
But luckily, the AA are here to the rescue to fix the flat tyre, and now things are all back to normal. So now we can start another normal holiday. And the best thing is, we didn't have to pay a fortune. So here we are then at Trelawney in Newquay. This is going to be our place here for the next week. And we're pretty excited to record a few things here, so we brought a few mates along. So what we have here is the forest trail, and plus there's something new here we haven't seen just yet, and that is the slip and slide. And it's one of the biggest ones in the UK as of today, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And of course we'll be doing other things, and I'll probably do different vlogs about that. So without further ado, let's get into the fun business, shall we, and get on with our first thing of the day. What are you guys doing banging my window?
Do you want to do a forest trial? Forest trial?
I guess I can. Okay, come in!
Hello, everybody.
So here it is, the forest trial. We haven't been here last year. So basically, when the first time we've been here, all we had to do is get from one side of the forest trial to the other, passing through a bunch of obstacles, climbing on stuff, and a climbing frame in the middle as well. It was going quite well until these kids started to climb up trees. Bro, this kid, that Jack is actually at the top right now. Honestly, tree climbing masters, man. Here we are at the climbing centre in the middle of the forest. Now I wonder who would get to the top first, and it looks like Marlon's going to reach the top, and that was really fast from you.
I
think Jack might be struggling a bit, taking time. Still in the tree? Alright, moving on. Here they have it now, climbing over to the next stage of the forest.
Do you jump the next day?
And jump.
Oh, I got
That was close.
Now all we have to do here is go underneath the tunnel and get out the other side. It looks like Marlo is going into it, and there's a lot of hay in there as well.
Hold on. And Marlo's done.
So, nonetheless, that was quite an easy forest trial. And it looks like they're about to start climbing up trees again. Then later, someone requested to get them down, so I gave them a helping hand.
Jesus me.
No, catch Holly, catch Holly. Forest trial!
Right then, so that the forest trial is now over, now we're heading to the show bar.
So we're just about to get into the courtyard now. We're going to play a bit of bingo now to see if we can manage to win some money, hopefully.
And yep, bingo is one of those games that you only have a 1.8% chance of winning, and of course, we lost both the games because someone keeps getting the lucky numbers. Yep, of course, bingo was his name, so let's forget about bingo and do some limbo challenges.
Now it's time to hand over the certificates. I wasn't part of this anyway.
It's you!
What's your name? What's your name?
Milo.
Let's give Milo a big round of applause.
Looks like Milo has won the first certificate. Let's see who will win the next
With
one.
this dude at the back of the dance floor, he's giving it the shimmies.
Villa boy.
There you go. What's your name? Ollie. Have I embarrassed you now, Ollie? Yeah, sorry, but that's my job. Thank you. Well done to Ollie and Milo. Let's give them a nice big round of applause.
Well, that's a surprise, they already own a certificate on day one.
So, just done some limbo just a couple of hours ago, and I am absolutely surprised that Milo has won a badge for it.
Yeah, you know, I bet I know how I won. I did a little
Do
shimmy.
apologise if it's quite dark. Don't have a torch. All these ones won well, so I'm glad for him.
And so we go on to the next day of our holiday, and let's start off the day with a nice swim in a brand new updated swimming pool with a brand new splash pad, and we don't have to wait in a long queue to get into the swimming pool, which is an absolute massive upgrade. And it looks like Milo is gonna straight away jump into the pool. Look at him. Yep, it's cold. I can see you shivering. And this is where Andy is up to no good again. Diving into a shallow pool.
They technically said no diving on the boards.
Like, how on earth did the lifeguard not see him do that? Oh, clever. And it looks like Lowen is already practicing for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Right, on to the brand new splash pad now, which was not here last year we've been.
He's going!
You didn't even get soaked, Milo. Well, looks like Jack is completely soaked. So that's it from all of us here in the swimming pool and the splash pad. Now it's time to head over to somewhere special. We're heading in the car to go to a massive giant slip and slide. It doesn't take long to get there from the campsite, and a couple of minutes later we have now arrived at our destination. Oh my god, guys, take a look at that. The most biggest giant slip and slide thing in the UK. What do you think?
Good.
Yeah. Right, so we booked here for an hour session, so let's get started and see how many times we can go down this massive giant slip and slide and see if we can reach the end in no time. And here's a few clips of what we got when we're going down. Next up we got Harry coming down on the bodyboard and Marla's going down on one of the donuts. And it seems like Alan is speeding through to the bottom. And now what it seems like is me coming down on one of the donuts. And look at my very skinny legs. And onto the dual ones now as we go down with Milo at the front. Right, let's spice things up now. Let's go down with a bunch of groups, starting off with the kids going down, then the adults, then later we'll go all together. Off we all go now, since the adults are next to go down. Seems like the ladies aren't bothered. Luckily, we saved this to best to last. We all go down as a massive group. And most of us got soaked thanks to the freezing cold water and a bounce at the end as well. And also, the two mates are wrestling as well. So, what a fantastic way to finish off our session.
What do you think of that? Great, yeah.
Yes, Louis.
Yeah, amazing.
It was great.
Fantastic.
The man was like, sorry, you've had your last go 4 times. So, yeah, we can have a last go.
Yeah, it's over now. So let's go back to the campsite and see what else we can get on with.
If you ever heard of something called the Tortilla Challenge on TikTok, that is exactly what we got planned for tonight's games. Good slap, man. So basically what you do is hold the water in your mouth, do rock, paper, scissors with your opponent. If you win, you'll have to slap your opponent with the wrap. If you lose, well, you're Chris Rock.
No, keep it in, Alan.
Harry's mind is probably now, Alan just smacked the crap out of me with a wrap.
Fuck him hard.
And it looks like Harry got his revenge on Alan, but he spat the water out. Right then, so we just finished with the Tortilla Step Challenge. Now we're heading over to the courtyard, turning left towards the arcades. Let's see how much tickets we can win from these. The arcade is the same from when we went to last year, with games including Doodle Jump, Ice Hockey, and a few others when we get to them in a few moments after I finish my go on Doodle Jump, and I'm getting rather high. It was going so well until I got sucked into that UFO. Moving on. Well, you'll be really lucky if you manage to win those Harry Bows inside that tipping point machine. It's funny how Lauren doesn't give a damn if he dies on Doodle Jump. The Minions games with the Minions just disappear so fast. Like, I don't know what keeps doing that, but time is up now. And that was our final arcade game, since the arcades are now closing for the night.
Right, I think we're closing now, guys. We're gonna get out. So that's our time at the arcade.
Let's make a new video. Let's leave the arcade bin.
So, with the arcades now closing for the night, we are now heading over to Woody's restaurant to spend a few hours there. And then suddenly, we found some fireworks in the sky, apparently.
Oh, look at this.
Wow, that was a nice surprise. It's almost midnight now, so we shall be heading back to the caravan.
Mate, Harry's giving it those then.
Until Alan is up to no good again, singing an Aston Villa chant in front of someone's caravan when they were sleeping. At literally 1:45 midnight.
He went to Barca. He was.
And once we got back, it seems like Marlo just fell asleep before we got ourselves ready for bed. So, we got ourselves up on the next morning, and now we are on the drive over to Crantock Beach. The beach is well known for its rock balls, and this is where we mostly say cheerio to our mates leaving here. And we came here to do a bit of paddleboarding on the water and play another game of baseball from last year. So let's get down to the sand as we go for these rock balls, and we do better be careful to not fall over because you'll end up really hurting yourself. But luckily we managed to get down safely as possible, and everyone else did the same. Right, so we're all in, and it's a good thing I bought my GoPro for this because now it's time to go bodyboarding in the sea. And thank goodness my GoPro was working at this time. So without further ado, let's get ourselves in the sea, do a bit of bodyboarding and catch some big waves. So its best thing is to do it exactly on time when the wave hits you. And see that? I went a pretty good distance there. Now, this beach does not have a lot of big waves, so in the next few minutes we're going to show you a beach that has more bigger waves. And next clip is the best wave I've caught so far. Wow, I've been a distance that was. That was a good way to finish off our boarding session today. So, we're now heading back to the main beach point, and once we got back, Lowen's bodyboard flew away, so Alan will have to get it in the rock pools. And it was sort of tough as well, he nearly fell there. So, now that we're back, now it's time to get ourselves ready for our baseball game. So, it'll be the boys up against the girls this time, and I'm hoping I'll get some more clips of the baseball from only last time I didn't record much. So let's see how things get on. So, without further ado, let's
Play ball!
and get some good clips off the baseball game. And we managed to get her out just in a second. And blind mate, that was a big hit. Right, we've now changed sides.
Stop at the red one! Stop the race, stop the lot!
Oh, good shot! Oh, no, no.
Come on, Phil, you're on our team, man.
Oh, what a shot!
Ignore the fact I'm in this stupid outwear. You'll see where I got it from very soon.
Yeah! Yes,
Home run for the boys. Let's go myself. Who's next?
Good shot!
Don't run back on yourself. You're gonna lose the point. Nonetheless, it's still a home run. Next up, Harry's next.
Oh, good shot!
Onto the triple base where he stays. Next up, Phil.
Good shot!
Get out of my way! The goal's on stopping him, since that is another home run. Now Marlon is taking a hit.
Oh, good shot! Oh, lucky man!
Right, it's now back to Mike Carty. And that ball is way out of the park.
Yes, Louis!
Looks like Mike Carty is going around again. Let's see if he's going to get there before the ball comes back. Oh, too late. Now, Fella Boy has the last hit.
Oh, look at that!
And what a fantastic gamble at the end after that home run. What a game. And that's it. Our time here has come to an end. What a way to finish it all.
Right, so that's it. We finished our time here at Trefornic in Newquay and Quantock Beach, done a bit of surfing, playing a game of baseball, good old times. And let's go through what we did the most in Trefornic. So we went to the forest trial, done a bit of limbo,
We went for a nice swim as well and do some other things as well, which we really enjoyed. So that's it from all of us here. And for now, it's goodbye from all of us here in... And we're continuing on with more of the vlogs around Cornwall. Right, we're now back in the car, and this time we're heading over to Newquay Town Centre. So let's go down there, park our car at the Sainsbury's, and see what we can get on. I don't know why we just hopped into Sainsbury's just to get a few things, sweets.
Just a few for the beach.
Yeah, we've got to have a chocolate twirl that will possibly melt in a few seconds' time.
Yeah.
Some corn cocktail crisps, one of my favourites.
My favourites. Some tiny
Is that
rebel.
your favourite flavour?
Yeah. Some Haribo.
Some free beer for Alan to get drunk every night.
Yeah.
And I can see a few sour sweets in there as well.
Sour packs.
So we just hopped by in the Sainsbury's, and now we have an hour and a half here in Newquay to have a little look around, see what's on. And then later after that, we'll head down to the beach, have our food, and do whatever we like at the beach. So let's go have a look around. You can see the sea from here. Just in between those houses, we can see the waves kicking into the sand. You can see there's an arcade in here as well. Our Just Amusements. That looks like a big arcade in there. Very lots in there. So we continued walking down the high street, and then we found ourselves a shop that we went in. So we just arrived at a place called Fat Willie's Surf Shack. Don't know what this place is all about, who named that, but alright. So there was a few hats in store, and luckily I was managed to get one, so I got the blue one.
I have a Fat Willie.
What do you reckon of me, eh? Good. Yeah. We've now entered another shop which has some nice sunglasses, but the main problem is it's just too bloody expensive. It's 22 quid just to wear one.
It's me. Your watch is Louis Smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking at that
Smile.
shade.
You're on camera.
Is there even a camera on these glasses or something? Doesn't seem like it. Also, the town itself also has some very sharp branch roads for heavy vehicles to go down, so do be careful coming down this type of path. Nice guitar music, my man. Yes. Seagulls. I don't see any seagulls yet. I haven't seen any seagulls making all that noise. Or you?
I haven't seen any of you.
No?
I haven't there though.
Oh, Alan, how could you trick me? Now we are at one of the souvenir shop called Hunter's Newquay. This is where we'll buy a few things. And Milo has got himself a changing robe, which you can get yourself dressed without having people looking at your private parts, which is sort of really weird. And Lowen is getting himself a new lifeguard shirt, if he's actually going to be a lifeguard when he grows up. I'll tell you what, he'll probably be more better than that lifeguard at Trefornic, where Andy dived into the water when he was not looking at him.
I want that.
You're going to buy it, Lowen?
Yeah, I want it.
Well, it seems that I already brought a hat from Fat Willie, so let's continue on the way back towards the Sainsbury's as we go by a different way by the beautiful beach.
Wow, look at that.
You have to do a very silly dance right there.
What sort of dance?
I don't know, whatever you want. Do a running dance.
Alright, that was embarrassing. Thanks for that, Ava. Well, it's the scenery around here. It's amazing, yeah.
Beautiful.
You got a little view of the beaches and the water ahead as well. And I can think, I'll zoom in, I think I can see a beach that we've probably been to before, and it had the rock pools there. Probably. So we just have a look around Newquay, got a few things, including my big Willie's hat. Enjoying that. Have a look around, the beaches are very nice, great views. Just going back to the Sainsbury's car park now and head over to a beach. So, away we go from Newquay Town Centre and head 5 minutes up the road towards a beach called Fishstraw Beach, and here it is. Right then, so here we are at our beach, Fishstraw Beach! Woo! We also bought some new bodyboards as well we could go in the water with.
So I'm looking forward to be doing a little bit of that in the water and see how things get on. And we'll be having our dinner here, I guess. Don't twerk, we don't want to see that. So let's get in the sand and see what we can get on with. Right, so as I said a couple of minutes ago, this beach does have a lot more bigger waves. So it's a good thing we brought our bodyboards for this. We're going to bring them down onto the beach now, find our main point, and then we'll head over. Bit of a cloudy day here at Fishtail Beach, but luckily there's no rain, so that won't stop us going into the water, so let's get going. Just walking over to the water now, and we can see that the waves are absolutely massive. Do you see up ahead? There's like so many waves on here. As I said, these waves are a lot bigger than Crantock Beach, so without any further ado, let's get ourselves into the sea. And if that is really how you do it, Milo, get out there. Unfortunately, I did not bring my GoPro today, so here's some third-person clips of me out and about. Luckily, Alan Partridge managed to get a clip of Ollie going quite far out and coming back on a big one. And that was nearly a crash then. Okay, that was a good clip there. Next one. And this is where the waves are starting to get really big here. So this is a chance to get some really good waves. And that was probably the best one I've caught today. Wow. I'm surprised that we just finished doing some bodyboarding in the water, and we did pretty fine, hasn't it? Do you see how far we've been?
Yeah, it went up the hill on me, the wind.
Yeah, nearly went up to my face.
It went like boom, and then I went like so high.
I know, right. I got a lot of good clips there as well, like you've just been sending a video, but now I'm going to sit back now, have a little rest, and eat my chocolate sandwich.
Hey Louis, before you eat that chocolate sandwich,
Right, I already ate it. Sorry, mate. Right, guys, so that's it. That is our time here at the Fishtail Beach. Right, so we're now back on the road again in our S-Max, and this time we are now heading over to a beautiful town called Charlestown Harbour, which is not far from St Austell. It's about a 45 minutes drive from UK as we go via the beautiful scenery and the countryside throughout, with a lot of hills, mountains, and a Scotland flag on top of one of them as well. And later we have arrived at Charlestown. I can tell you what a beautiful harbour this is. What a nice amount of water around, the hills, houses, shops, and everything around it just seems to be beautiful. Along with a little beach at the bottom here as well, which I did not expect to see someone use it. On the way down towards, we can see that this beach is owned by pebbles, not sand. It's one of those beaches that we went to in Torquay, and it had this there. And it looks different compared to the one that we've been to a couple of months ago. And as we can see here, the pebbles are really tiny, and there are probably a million or billions in this beach. And you could easily get one in your sliders if you're wearing them, like me today. We just had a little look at the pebble beach there. Let's see what's on the opposite side here and see what fascinating views we'll get. I think we can see more of the countryside just towards the end just there. A few miles out of there. With these types of harbours, do be careful if you don't fall into the water, as there is a bit of a gap and a distance into the water from the top. If you stand on top, then you'll see a beautiful view of the sea, rocks, and of course the pebble beach from the right hand side. Lovely, isn't it? What a view. And if we move a bit further down, we can see ourselves the other side of Charlestown and another pebble beach. And if I'm right, this could be the only beach in Cornwall to have pebbles and not sand. Well, we can see a few sand there, but the only ones that have pebbles. A little town just over there as well from the side. Fancy a swim? I'll go down the staircase and the water is there just for you. Onto the pebbles now and see what Lowen is up to. You're trying to find something?
Yeah, like a fish or something.
Trying to find a fish in a pebble beach? Good luck doing that. There's going to be like only one of them in there. Oh, hello, Doggy. Didn't expecting you here. We can see there is a few seaweed on this beach as we can have a look here. Now, I discovered a pavement at the very end of this pebble beach, so I'm going to see where this leads to. And
it goes towards some rock pools that will probably go away in a few hours thanks to the water always kicking in the afternoon times. Honestly, I'm thinking that the pavement goes a bit further down or it goes towards more rock pools, but I think the water just stops it there. Then we find ourselves a little tunnel here. I wonder where it goes to. The other side, I can see that now, which is up ahead. And when we get on top of here, we get a great view of the Pebble Beach and the sea towards. And on the way back, the little sand beach down here has been wrecked. All thanks to the water. Well, it's a good thing I have not been down there for long, as mine will be probably soaked right now. So let's move on and see what else Charlestown has to offer. As we are about to cross this metal bridge to the opposite side of Charlestown, and let's have a look and see what's over there. Also a fun fact, the bridge here lifts when a boat has to come in. Over here we get a much better view of the Pebble Beach on this side and more of the beautiful countryside and the mountains far ahead from here.
Oh, it's a lovely view, isn't it? Awesome. Yeah.
Right, now it's time to head back to our main point and see what Lowen has got something. Let's have a look. And looks like Lowen has been searching for a few stones in the pebbles. Let's have a quick look at them.
So, what you got us?
I got this white stone.
Where'd you get that from? The Pebble Beach?
This one.
Right, you
This
have
one.
lots in there.
So, looks like Lowen has been hunting for a few stones. So now, we're going to get some ice cream.
So, we just had a look around on Charlestown Harbour. And now we're going to get some ice cream from Mr. Whippy's younger daughter, which her name is Kelly. So let's go get some ice creams for the brothers and see what flavours they'll get. So it looks like Lowen has got his ice cream. So what type of flavour is that then, Lemon?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Does it taste alright? Good? Or more like, say the phrase? Good one.
A few moments later, we managed to see a ship in the distance, and it seems rather close as well. We did not expect to see this. Then a few more minutes later, we managed to see two speedboats racing each other. And yep, it's the best prize you would have won on Bullseye.
Look what you could have won. Look what you would have won. A classic speedboat from that classic game show Bullseye. What the heck is Lowen just sitting down there waiting to get soaked by the water?
And yep, it seems like Marla is throwing more pebbles into the water, what most people normally do on pebble beaches. So, to be honest, Charlestown is a lovely harbour state, with a nice amount of buildings, towns, cafes, beaches, and a lot of beautiful mountainsides. And also, another speedboat passes by as well. So, what a day here. So, there we go. That is our time here done. I'm about to go back in the car and go to our next place. So we are now back in the car, and this time we are now heading for a good old half-an-hour drive over to Padstow along the Atlantic coast. Now, let me shut up for just a few moments to give you guys a moment to have a look at the beautiful views. And later, I unfortunately got kicked out of the front seat, but we've made it to Padstow Town Centre now. As we can see, the town is really busy, so the only place that we can only park now is up here, where the helicopter is at. It's a surprise seeing you here.
Right then, so here we are at one of the parking spaces at Padstow. We parked a little bit far away from the town centre, and we can see something so different already compared to last year we've been. The water down there has just flown away. I don't know how. All we can mostly see now is just sand and a little bit of water out and about. So we parked at the same spot as we did like last year. So it's going to take a bit of a walk to get down to the town centre, have a look around, see what we can do, possibly do a bit of clubbing. But as we know, it is the bank holiday and it can get really, really busy. Yeah, I know. Should we get walking?
Yeah.
Come on.
Right, so the only thing that we can be able to do now is walk our way over to Padstow Town Centre. And it's a bit of a walk, but not a long one. It only takes about 20 minutes to get there. As we now approach the town centre, we can see there's a lot of houses nearby this branch road. I don't know who would want to park their cars right in front of this narrow road where heavy vehicles to go up and down on. And later, we find ourselves at Broad Street, which is a street right near the town. So, we're here. Let's have a look around. And what we can already see is a pig on the shelf. Weird. And looks like Marlo has made friends with a sausage dog.
Cute Milo.
Now, this is where it starts to get really busy as we now approach the main centre of Padstow, the harbour. And it looks like we can see so many people picking up crabs today, and that could be a bit of a problem for us because we might not get a space, but hopefully soon we might. So, without any further ado now, it is lunchtime, so we shall now get our fish and chips from the fish and chip store. And yep, it's probably a Binley Mega Chippy day here today. As we can see, it is very busy. Most of the tables inside was taken and so many people were eating theirs outside, but we are lucky enough to find one, but it was just on some steps. So, it looks like the brothers has got themselves some chicken goulons and some chips.
I'll just giving that a taste. Isn't that all good?
They're really very delicious indeed, and they're very bright indeed.
And whilst the brothers are eating their chips and chicken goulons, I decided to get myself a sausage sandwich. And then we discovered seagulls, and they do love chips. And they do fly really close to you, so do be careful on towns like these. Whoopsie daisy, gonna make a run for it now. The seagulls are gonna come for that.
Seagulls right there.
And that was such a close up there.
Rainbow Huggy Wuggy.
Oh my, it's Kelly again. What is Mr. Whippy's daughter doing here again selling ice cream? But anyways, time for some crabbing. And luckily, we are able to find a spot that we can do crabbing. And to those who have a dead brain, well, here's how crabbing works.
So we got the net in, with bacon in, then you leave it a couple of minutes, then you pull it up, then check the nets, then hopefully there'll be a crab in there. Right, so we are then at the crabbing spot. Let's see how many crabs we can get.
It looks like Monty is looking forward for it. Let's get started.
Right, let's go catch some crabs.
Yay, I'm going.
So we got the net in, so we got the bacon in there. Let's wait for a few minutes, then hopefully there'll be a crab in there.
This net here is controlled by Alan and Lowen. They're working as a team to see how many crabs they can catch from the water. And who on earth will litter a Kit Kat in there? Crabbing can be a bit tough sometimes, and it can take a bit of a while to catch a crab. If you feel a bit of a pinch, pick it up as quick as possible, then you might catch the crab. Looking at this net, I think I can see a crab in there. Let's pull it up.
Get a baby one! Get a baby one!
We got a baby one!
It's a baby crab, but it still counts as a crab. And 10 seconds later, it seems like Jack has found a crab after that.
How little is it? I feel bad, it's that small. There's Lowen's first crab!
I got a crab.
Oh, congrats! There's another one!
Put it in the bucket. Oh, wow! You've got one there. Oh,
That's a baby one.
And here is Lowen's crab in the bucket of water.
So Lowen has named his crab something. What is it called, Lowen?
Bob the Builder.
An animated character, just like a crab. Crabs don't build.
Then a minute later, this is something you don't see often. Marlo has caught 2 crabs at the same time.
2 crabs, double time. Run.
And it seems like Marlo is naming his crabs. What are they?
I know. You named your crabs some names. What did you name them?
Jeffy Bacon and Ed Sheeran.
Jeffy Bacon, Ed Sheeran. Since when he was ever a crab?
Come to the store, did you know that?
The crabs do give me bad habits.
Then later, all of a sudden, a pigeon has crapped onto Phil's shorts.
Oh no!
All thanks to this bloody pigeon. And this was our final crab that we captured by Jack.
Oh, you just got that one recently. What are you going to call that one? Since Marla called it Bob the Builder, Jeff or something, and Ed Sheeran. What are you going to call that one?
Jeffrey Bagels.
Another Jeffy Bagels? What? So, that's it. We finished our time doing a bit of crabbing at Padstow, had some fish and chips earlier, and our car park time is about to run out, so we're going to get in the car now and head to our final destination. So, the end of our holiday is getting near, so we're going to be spending our final day at Land's End, the far end of England. And I tell you what, I'm quite looking forward to be going to this place, and this would be a good place to finish off our holiday. Yes. On the way, we passed through Penzance and the last pub in England, and up ahead we can see our destination, Land's End.
Yeah. Welcome to Land's End at the far end of England, and this is the last end in the UK. Yeah, sound, isn't it? Yeah.
Some say that Land's End is only a place where you're going to take a photo of the infamous sign. But think again, there is a lot more stuff to see than just the sign. So we're on the approach now to the entrance, and we're going to have a little look around and see what Land's End has to offer.
Well, probably like a nice little place inside, isn't it?
See, it's not just a sign, but as we enter, there is a lot to discover. A few shops around, ice cream, food, a cinema as well. So it looks beautiful indeed. So let's go have a wander. So as of today's visit, there was ice cream, a 4D cinema of Wallace and Gromit, a donut stand, and yes, Land's End does have a few stands for food and drinks, a cute little shopping centre, a little playground there, a lot of tables to eat your food, and also a Cornwall air ambulance helicopter. I'm surprised seeing that there, and luckily we got ourselves a screenshot of the ambulance. So, as we walk further down, it looks like we can see the sea in the distance. There is also a white building in the distance as well, and we should check what's down there in a bit. And here is the view of the beautiful sea, and we can see a lighthouse 1/2 of a mile ahead. And if we look to our right here, we can see the infamous Land's End sign.
New York takes 3,147 miles, and Donegroat's in the far north of Scotland, 874 miles, and the Isles of Scilly, just up ahead down there, is about 30 miles away.
So, we are now in queue to take a photo of the world famous signpost at Land's End. In the distance, we can see a plane now approaching the nearby Land's End airport. And yes, they have an airport nearby. And we managed to get our photograph, and blimey, that is a distance away.
Oh my, we travelled far to get here, haven't we? 66 miles? I know, 269. Oh, yeah, happy about the extra 3, yeah. Right, let's continue.
Right, so we are now walking over to the white building, which is the first and last refreshing house in England. Here they have an ice cream shop, and inside a store to buy some souvenirs. And it feels like we already walked a mile from Land's End.
Dangerous cliffs. Don't trespass or you're going to fall into the sea, yeah.
I want to.
Really?
Do it there.
Do it then.
Right, so we're now walking into one of the souvenir shops, so let's have a look around and see what this store has to offer. You could buy the infamous Land's End signpost with Australia added as well. With Sydney nearly 11,000 miles, is Auckland 12,000 or something? On the handy side, there is some painted mugs, a wooden clock, and some rather cute plushies that you can buy. In store, you can buy a waistband for your arm, some sunglasses to make you look more swag, and some candy flosses as well. Later, suddenly, someone wanted to FaceTime me. And yes, I'm using my mum's phone, so don't ask why. So, we finished our time from the first and last refreshment house in the UK, and now we're heading back to the main centre. As we can see, there's more things to have a look about. And we found ourselves the first and last post box in England, but it wasn't in use. We found ourselves in another shop, and they have a lot of lighthouses, boats, and it also includes 2 Titanic boats.
Titanic, of course. And another one here as well. I saw this magnet and I thought of you. Rainbow Pearl.
Doesn't that sound a bit rude to think of someone? Also, what we can see towards our left-hand side is the first and last wishing well.
So you guys are going to get hot dogs for dinner and I'll take a burger.
And yes, it is dinner time, so we're going to get something to eat. And it seems like Milo has got himself a nice burger.
If that's really how you eat a burger.
Very delicious indeed.
And oh my, looks like Lone has got himself 2 big wieners. And yes, that is how you call a long sausage.
Oh, it was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Good.
It's the best sausage I've ever tried.
Now we got some lovely guitar music on this man here. Now that's absolutely lovely. Now time to check out the 4D cinema, and I can already tell this looks piratey. And once you stepped inside the cinema, it makes you feel like you're actually watching a movie inside a cave right now. I'd probably get told off for recording, so I didn't risk doing that. So we're going to move on now, and we can see characters from Wallace and Gromit. And looks like we can already see someone walking around in a Gromit costume, so luckily Molly managed to get a photo of him. Then standing right next to him is Shaun the sheep, and Molly just hugs him. How cute. Now before we leave, now time to get our final pudding of the holiday. Ice cream.
Oh, we got a little 12 there as well. Is it, let me guess, very delicious indeed?
Oh, this is weird.
So that's it. That is the end of our holiday for a week at sunny Cornwall. What a crazy Cornish holiday that we had throughout these days. Let's go through what we've did. We started out actually for Nick Nuki at the campsite. We did the forest trail, doing a bit of limbo, and checking out the arcades, going to that massive giant slip and slide, playing baseball on the beach and all that. Then we went down to Newquay Town Centre, go and get some Fat Willy hats, and of course go to the fish store pitch, do a bit of bodyboarding. Then we've been down to the beautiful harbour of Charlestown, beauty of a place that was. Then we went down to Padstow Town Centre to get some fish and chips, and of course do a bit of crabbing. And then we are ending our entire holiday at Land's End. So what a cracking holiday it's been. Hope you guys had a great time.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, and I really hope you guys enjoyed watching these vlogs. Thank you all so much for the support, and that's the end.